Hi everyone, welcome to the Sunday evening live stream here in Temi Wills. Got some good guests on this evening. So we got Chance on, Concert Buddy. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thanks for the invite.
We've got Racer Joe from Canada on as also. So it should be a really good panel, good discussions this evening or this afternoon in America and Canada. I'd like to thank all my guests for dropping anything and jumping on this stream with me. So I'll just explain tonight exactly what's going on. So we're going to cover bands we do not see, have not seen, regret not seeing, or no longer available to watch. So if they passed away, that kind of stuff. So on purpose, I haven't selected the Beatles because I thought somebody might select it from the panel. But we will, let me just get into the chat real quick before it starts going nuts. Adrian, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Adrian tunes in every week, one of the first commenters. But yeah, so I'll just go on the panel real quick. So if anybody's not aware, my special guest this evening, has a live stream every Thursday. I'm going to say 2:00 in the morning on a Friday.
Yeah, come on, what's stopping you? What's stopping you, you Brits? Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. Get up.
Get up.
And the reason why I watch it is because my schedule usually in the week is I start at like 4 p.m. and finish at 1 a.m. So I have to unwind. So I check out Concert Buddy's live stream. And
I put you to sleep. Oh, what a ringing endorsement, in case you didn't know.
I don't think that's what he was saying. I don't think that's what he was saying.
I hope not. No.
There you go. Trevor, Flat Road and Spun. How's it going, mates? Good day, good evening.
That's a sexy beast. If you've never met Trevor, Trevor has a great scent. I'm just saying. Great scent.
Excellent. I was not aware of that. I know he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy with a great scent. That's all I can tell you.
One more. That's all you need, really. If you're going to hang out with dudes, they got to smell good and be nice people. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. Low bar.
Yeah. So apart from the live streams, I do enjoy Concert Buddy's most expensive records you find on eBay.
Thank you.
I'm always baffled at how much people are paying.
Well, all I can say is that I live vicariously through the exploits of others. Now, I say that, and then I may have punkered down a few bullocks, a couple of buckaroos today, which I'll tell at a later story. But yeah, it's wild. I call it monopoly money because I can't even fathom. I mean, more power to these people, no judgment. These are some really amazing pieces that when I do videos, I don't do videos as much. I prefer the live streams. I just enjoy the interaction, and it's a little bit more straightforward for me than the videos. But when I do the eBay things, it's a nice reminder that as much of a record collector in my mind as I think I am, there are levels to this, and that's a level that I can just look at from afar, appreciate, salute, and maybe tickle the bottom of the top 10 once in a while. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe just slightly. Yeah, I just I'll spend a little bit, but there's certain I don't know what album I would want that I would spend. I don't know. Let's just call it $1,000 on. I don't know that there is one out there. I guess if you start getting into autographs that are
that's a different area because to me that becomes memorabilia. You know what I mean?
Sure,
and again, there's people who are great at that. I know people collect autograph books, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you haven't watched the video, you should watch the video. But I'll just tell you, like they had a sealed Velvet Underground, the original pressing, Bananas Not Peeled, yada yada. I think it went for like $14,000.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, more power to you. I mean, it looked amazing, still in shrink. It looked like somebody took a time machine, grabbed one, and came back to the future, kind of thing. But hey, not for me. Someone else, clearly. But again, it's interesting to see how all that shakes out.
It's all decimal points. Right? Yeah. It's just decimal points. Yeah.
Talking about spending money on records, Joe owns a record shop. So how's it been this week, Joe?
Good. People coming in for some Christmas stuff or some new Christmas stuff. And then people do buy their friends gift certificates. Actually, we've done a little bit with gift certificates. That way people can come back and pick what they like afterwards and that. But still doing good with the used. There's a couple of collections that I've been working on that I thought might come through this week, but they haven't. But it's probably best that they don't come through until January anyway, and I'll work on them in January. So, but good, steady, solid. A friend of mine she's got a craft sale that she is running this afternoon, and she took a couple boxes there, and she probably sold half a box already herself, she said, in the last couple hours just at this craft sale. So get the name out a little more. Hey, I didn't know that place was there. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
And dipping your finger in hot sauce.
Exactly. Yeah, we are. It's not in yet, but it's coming. For those that aren't aware, and it will probably be nobody on this, but there's a band called Toque, and I don't wear the toque and need to know what it is. Like, I'm looking in my drawer and going, okay, that's a toque, so I'll put that on my head. Canadian supergroup, a couple of guys from Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators are in it, and then Corey Churko's in it, who was in Shania's band. He was her musical director for a long time. They get together. They do a bunch of great old Canadian, Western Canadian for the most part, rock and roll. They've written their own stuff. Anyway, they have now started to promote a hot sauce. They partnered with a hot sauce company out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, and we're going to have that in the store. We're going to be the distributor in town before they get here for the show, which is in a couple of weeks. So, bring a little bit of that in. They've partnered up with a brewery, a local craft brewery here in Regina as well. So they've got beers. So lots of ways that bands can market themselves and make some money beyond the sales of music, I suppose, these days. So and Todd Kearns has been everywhere lately. He's been in Europe, and he's doing stuff in Vegas this weekend. He was doing a fundraiser for the Vegas SPCA, and he's going to be in Triumph as well. Triumph doing a reunion tour where it's going to be a couple of the originals from Triumph, but then Fitz, who's also in Toque, and Todd and Phil X are going to be the band, and then be the fill-in or whatever. Make the bigger sound for Triumph on their comeback tour 2026. So yeah,
it's interesting, Joe, that you mentioned the hot sauce thing, because years ago I would have laughed, what's a band making a hot sauce for? But the reality is, and I've come to maybe mature in this area, is you got to diversify, because you can only make so much money from touring. You can only make so much money from merch. You can only make so much money from record sales or CD sales. The streaming money is like nothing unless you're one of the big guys, right? So it's hats off to them. Anyway, especially any way you can keep the engine going. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you look at it. Maiden's got a beer. AC/DC's got a beer. How many have vodka and tequila? Like Sammy's had tequila for forever. So it's almost like a natural progression now. You just got to find the right brewery and or someone to collab with. So it's good. You could, because you can only sell so many T-shirts. But
that would actually be an interesting topic. Not to say do it here, but worst product ideas for some of these bands. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's Kiss. Kiss are at the mountaintop of coffins, feminine products. They've got everything licensed. But outside of Kiss, what are some of the wildest ideas? Because I'm sure there's some crazy stuff out there.
Oh yeah, there's some other stuff with band logos on it that would be interesting. So
I'm sure Iron Maiden would be in that conversation as well somewhere. I think they brought out a red wine now.
Yeah,
it's like you're drinking their blood at this point. We were talking about earlier on. I haven't done any videos for 2-3 weeks now. I don't think I've had nothing to show. Just thought it's pointless. It's pointless showing just for the sake of
it's funny you said that, Chris, because that's where I got to be. I was okay, I'm still buying records, but the show and tell piece is nice, and I don't knock people who do it. But at some point, it's just okay, you're making content just to make content to feed the machine, which, spoiler alert, the eBay thing I do kind of does that, but then I'm only doing it once a month. You know what I mean? And it's interesting to me. How many times are people wanting to see me pick up a Huey Lewis record? Probably not all the time. So it's just we're talking about diversifying these bands and what they offer and ways to make money. Anytime you can diversify your content, you shouldn't just make content just to make content. I think that's kind of disingenuous, but.
Yeah. And much like yourself, and Chris and I have had this conversation this week as well. This is, it's more personal, and it's nice just to be able to hang out with like-minded people, because I'm sure you're like the rest of us, where your family and your friends have gotten sick of hearing about your records, but we're not, right? And the people in the chat are not tired of hearing about that. It's the 2020s virtual version of, hey, come over, let's listen to some records. Sure. Short of we can't actually play anything, or Chris gets his channel taken down. That's the only problem with it. So, but it's great.
Yeah, that's the only thing that winds me up slightly, is that I can't play what I'm showing. Sometimes I'm just you need to listen to this, and it's kind of YouTube.
Yep, a little
Um,
bit.
So let me just go through the comments quick. Let me just catch up here. Okay, yeah. So have a look. Hi, I'm in Florida getting an hour or two records. Cool. And I may have $1 in vinyls. So what else we got? Okay, Trevor's back. So look, I miss working at record store, especially this time of year. Yeah, the problem is, if I worked at a record store, I would have no money left at all because any new releases that come in, anybody you buy stuff of people, and you're just like grabbing it and going, I haven't made any money at all.
Yeah. No, just here's my paycheck. I'm taking these records home. Here you go. But that's not a bad way to do it either. I mean,
Joe, you get the tip of the litter though. Like when people bring in collections and stuff, you can, do what's best for the shop. Wink, wink. Or you can take a top copy and take your old copies. Like you see these guys, Ingroove, Mag, Noble Records, all these cats. It's the perks. You get the best of the best, and then if you can upgrade your copy, then put yours in the shop, and then you recoup most of the money.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I do that. No, I can confirm that I do that, of course. But I've also actually brought home some lousy copies of some stuff that I found and I kept. And, I'll listen to it maybe. But, if I can take a better copy back to work and then I've still got my copy and I find a third copy. But you're right. Yeah, there has been not a ton of times, but it's been nice. It's nice to be the first person in the box for sure. Yeah. It definitely is. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not whether, should I show this? I'm going to get pulled on this one.
No,
okay. Post had some adult toys. Do you mean like I don't know where to go with it, to be honest.
I mean like coloring books, adult coloring books. I think
right.
Yes, we do need evidence of that. Okay. Right. Just before I go to show what we got. Back in the day, I was working at the store. Promos made my collection. So
yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be cool. Right. Okay. Before we start, some big news coming out of Britain at the moment. David Atkinson has put out the not very official vinyl tag.
I heard it's the official, Chris. Sir Mazzy of Maslofian, the Great Kingdom, blessed it. I was told today, so I think we're good.
That's the one, is it now? Yeah.
Yeah, 20 questions. I had a quick look earlier on. I've never done the vinyl tag myself. I've been mentioned a few times. I think people just feel sorry for me. But I've never taken part. Usually the questions they're asking is I can't show what they're asking, so I just kind of watch what other people do and then subscribe to other channels. So,
well, someone's just got to throw in, show your favorite greatest hits album, and you're in.
Oh no!
Yeah. Right.
Shots fired, Joe. Wow, can't believe I'm seeing this. Thought you guys got along.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So. I did it a couple years ago because that's when I first kind of started doing this, and it helps for the newer channels. That's always a bonus. It got me to meet a bunch of people, yes, which was the important thing. Got a bunch of subscribers or whatever. That doesn't really matter now because I don't post anything personally, but yeah, it's a great way for those that want to dive in, get their feet wet and try it. And if that's all you ever do, that's all you ever do. What the heck? If that's what you want to do, take your time, enjoy that one thing a year or a couple things a year, and away you go. So,
yeah, I'd recommend anybody, especially if you're new to this, like Joe said, do it. If anything, I mean, at worst, you'll get some subscribers, or if you don't, at worst, you'll meet, you'll interact with different channels and kind of network and hopefully find more good people than the chuckleheads out there, because the chuckleheads are out there. We all know this. Yeah, and when Rob Walker was doing it, I think I did it once or twice, and then it is some work to actually, so you got to put a little effort in, but you get in what you put in. And so I think I forget who did it last year. I didn't do it last year. Green vinyl guy. Yeah, I didn't know him. See, it's different. Like, I knew of Rob. I'd interact with Rob. I was like, I felt almost like doing it not for Rob, but just, I believed he was doing it for the spirit of the community, which I think leading with that, like, I can support that all the time. Not to say the guy last year wasn't. There was just, I think he started in like November like the timing was sus, and people didn't know who he was. This is weird. This community it's an interesting space in a lot of ways, and but yeah, I would recommend anybody. Chris, I would definitely recommend throwing a video out there, especially if you know David, and it's a scratch his back, he scratches yours kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
Time will tell.
I'm trying to plan Christmas at this point. And all I got time
listen, I think my rule is if you do a vinyl tag before the 20th of January, I think that's good. You don't want to take the whole month and put it on January 30th or February 2nd. Then you've kind of missed the move, right? But then the people, like I said, doing it in November, I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, are we recapping next year? Like, the timing was very odd. Like holidays, people have lives. Like,
I may do a live stream of it.
Yeah, do it a live stream. Yeah.
There you go.
Here we go, Joe. We can get involved now.
That'll work. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll see if we can do that. That way it's recorded and it's always going to be there anyway. So sure. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for everybody joining the chat. Thanks to my guest this evening. Let's get started. So most of mine are going to cover either ones I've missed out on and regret it, and other ones that are dead. So first one that is dead that I would have loved to seen live is Mr. Gordon Lightfoot. Amazing artist, Canadian, brilliant songwriter, singer, doesn't need to shout or scream, just gets the message across. Absolutely fantastic. And I don't know if you know this, Chance, but it is vinyl law in the vinyl community now that if there is a gatefold, you have to show it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Good to know. Good to know.
It's a rule. Yeah, that's right.
It's the unwritten rules. I've seen videos on the what people tell us we should do. So I'll just add this to the pile.
Yeah.
But yeah, what an amazing artist from start to finish. This is gold. All right, Joe, greatest hits. But if anyone wants to get started with Gordon Lightfoot, this is a good place to start. My mother got me into Gordon Lightfoot. She started on CD tape in the kitchen. And be playing out. But I've said this before, as a youngster, you're not paying much attention. As I find as I get older now, I'm like, oh, I remember that guy. And then I started streaming and I bought the album. So there you go. That was my first choice. That was Gordon Lightfoot.
They're going to take away my Canadian badge, I guess, for lack of the proper term. For as many times as he was around, I never went and saw him. I am one of the guys, and I think there's a few that didn't get it until very late and almost till he passed, and then went, oh man, what the hell was I doing? Why wasn't I listening to this more? So yeah, for as many times as Gord probably rolled through Regina and Saskatoon back in the day, I never did see him, and would have, like now in a heartbeat, of course. But again, I've grown up and I've aged and I've figured it out, but yeah, never had a chance to. So with the perfect opportunity, probably hundreds of times, maybe not hundreds, but enough anyway. So
cool. Yeah, I know of him. I know some of his songs. It's never really struck me. Not that I'm like not interested in it, just I know of him. And I think to Joe's point, when he died, then I was like, oh yeah, that's who did that song, that kind of thing. Once I was, more. Now I know Rob, Northern Evolution. I know he's under the weather. First of all, I hope you're feeling better, Rob. Second of all, he dressed for 4 straight years as a child as Gordon Lightfoot for Halloween. Did he tell you that? Did you guys know about that?
He did. Yeah, he would enter contests and stuff.
Right. Huge Gordon Lightfoot fan. I think he even grew a mustache in grade 6 to try to really fill out the look. So Rob, hope you're feeling better, and I'm glad Chris started with Gordon Lightfoot. It's a tribute to you. You just don't know it yet.
Right, from a Canadian artist to a Canadian resident.
Okay, well, you know what? Here, let's do this one then. I have these in no particular order, but let's do this. Let's take it out of the sleeve. Another band that I should have had the opportunity to have seen multiple times, and I have no idea why I never did. And it's not that I didn't, and it's not like I caught on when Gord passed away that the Tragically Hip were great. Every time I mentioned it to my friend, she smacks me upside of the head, and I completely and fully, no pun intended, take the smack to the head, because I should have seen them. They were always fantastic live. I like all their music. For those that don't know, I should talk about who I'm talking about. The Tragically Hip, this is Fully Completely, probably their biggest album, not necessarily had all the hits, but it had a bunch on there and was a very, very well put together album. But yeah, again, for a band that toured back and forth across Canada, not at nauseum, that's not the right word, but I think if they were not on tour, then there was a problem of some sort, because they were just that band that was always on tour. And I just never pulled the trigger, and I have no idea why. So again, I think I have now been probably disowned as a Canadian. I have to revoke my citizenship because I never saw either Gordon Lightfoot or the Tragically Hip. But I'm just being honest. It's all about honesty this afternoon, Chris.
Joe, I have good news and bad news. Good news is I think you can apply for citizenship across the pond with Chris. The bad news is I don't think we're taking any more into states. Our current regime apparently doesn't like non-natives, so I can't. I have nothing to do with that. But if you need to emigrate to London or any of those areas across the pond, Chris is your guy.
You know what? I've been watching videos about where Chris lives. I would go and move there. If I move to Wales, it's going to be to hang out with Chris and to hang out in Tenby, because it's a beautiful looking little town. For those that aren't aware, go and seek out a couple of YouTube videos and check it out, because it's fantastic. So, Chase, I would come and hang out with certain American friends, but I'm not sure that I would actually make the move right now. So,
understood.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right. So first of all, I'm not showing records. I failed that part of the assignment. I will talk about them, but so we're talking bands I wish I had seen. So I could throw a softball and say David Bowie. I never got around to seeing David Bowie. That's easy, right? One artist I really enjoy that I didn't get to see was Miss Sharon Jones. Are you guys familiar with Sharon Jones?
No.
So there's a label, I believe they're based out of Brooklyn, called Daptone Records, and they were like a soul revival label. Charles Bradley, are you familiar with the artist Charles Bradley?
Nope.
So he's think about as close as we've had to James Brown. He actually started as a James Brown impersonator. His name was Black Velvet, and he was a guy who was like a cook in the I think the Navy. And he didn't really get his big break until his late 50s on Daptone. And I saw him multiple times. Sweet guy, amazing performer, like great dancer, great singer, the screaming eagle of soul. Anyway, I say that because that was my gateway into Daptone Records. And Miss Sharon Jones, who came before Charles, I think she was, if not one of the first artists that Daptone had put out. And she was incredible from what I've seen on video, from what I've seen and heard in her recordings. The problem is she got cancer and died. So that's where you hit the womp womp drop. Yeah. Chris. Yeah. But I wish I had seen her, because I saw Charles several times and he was incredible. So I can only imagine, based on what I've seen virtually and from a distance, that Miss Sharon Jones is great. And her records are still in print. They're very affordable. She has a great Christmas record, amazing performer, and one of these people that I think was just like a club singer. And then thanks to this label, gave them some degrees of notoriety before they died.
Cool. Writing it down.
All right. That's it. Yeah, that's a spirit. Let's go.
We're going
to sell 3 more units this week. Yeah. Yeah. Sharon Jones coming at you.
Yeah. That's good. That's awesome.
Okay. So I will go next then. Let's keep it moving. Okay. So you two may laugh at this, but I missed an opportunity to see these live in London pre-lockdown, I want to say, before it all went tits up. So, Motley Crue.
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen the Crue.
Yeah, I've seen them too. Yeah.
And thanks for joining us, and good night.
Oh, you're on your own, man. If you're going to get this off.
So yeah, Motley Crue, another greatest hits. But I just like, am I going to collect all the albums? No, absolutely not. But I would love to see them live. I know his voice is kind of, I don't know what's going on with the lead singer.
Oh, there's so many videos of whatever Vince Neil is calling singing these days.
Right.
That we talked about this on one of our streams not too long ago. Like the pride it must take to hang it up. Like, I understand they've got 5 ex-wives. I understand they've got bills. I understand all that stuff. But some of these guys are like David Lee Roth. I'm sure you guys saw those videos. Like, Cat's voice is gone. Yeah. And yet they're still out there just, stealing money from people at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't be taking people's money at this point. As you said, all of the reasons why they're out there doing it, because it's not for the love of touring by any means. But what am I missing?
It's a love. No, it's the love of money. It's the love of money is what it is. I mean,
Yeah. So I did see them. I saw them 3 times. I saw them just post Tommy out of jail. And it was okay at that point, but they really hadn't polished up that much. But I did see Carnival of Sins tour, and I'm not sure what you saw them on, but that was pretty good.
So Carnival of Sins, give me the year. What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. That's 15, 16 ago, something like that. So
okay, because I saw them on it was Saints of Los Angeles tour, so 2008, 2009.
Okay,
I think that was like their first album back with Vince, I believe. Because remember they did that one Generation Swine or whatever album with a different singer. And then I actually like Saints of Los Angeles. I thought it was a really good album, but and Vince's voice still wasn't shot when I saw him in 2008-9. But
I like that. I like the single. I don't know if I've heard the whole album, but I like the single. So yeah, Tommy was kind of down and out. His leg was broken or something at the point, but he still played a little bit, but they had a dude fill in and it was fine. But they had the motorcycles, like they had the full blown Motley Crue show, and Vince sounded good and Mick was still fairly healthy, which was kind of nice. And then I saw him probably 4 years after that, and they had already started to decline a little bit, but so yeah, thankfully I got a chance to see them, not in the prime by any means, but when they had their shit together at least and sounded good still, and put on a pretty darn good show. Chris, what the hell are you doing, man?
It's StreamYard has just crashed on me.
No, I'm just bugging you. It doesn't matter. So yeah, you'll get it. There you go. All right.
I've never looked better.
I was going to say I look the best this way anyway. So we just became a podcast, but that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just completely crashed on me. Give me 2 secs.
Yeah,
of course. But
I knew this would happen.
Okay. I don't know if you could pay me to go to a show now, because it would just be depressing and it would just blow any. I mean,
it's an insult, and I feel bad, because Mick Mars was like a mummy there at the end.
Yeah.
And he wanted to keep going, which I don't know why. I mean, the guy is like a prisoner to his own body. He's got that, neurological thing.
Yeah.
But the singer they got in, and I don't know his name. I guess he used to be Marilyn Manson's, or not singer, the guitar player, lead guitar.
Right.
He used to be Marilyn Manson's guitar player, and he sounds great. Like I've seen interviews with the guy, like he's really up on his stuff. But yeah, you've got the remnants of Vince Neil singing or trying to sing, and then and Father Time's undefeated. Nikki and Tommy have lost a step, which is okay. I mean, you could still get out there. I mean, look at Metallica; they've lost a step, but they can still get guys out with that 85 mile per hour fastball, 88 mile per hour fastball. They borrow an expression, but yeah, the Motley Crue just hang it up, fellas.
Yeah, because at this point, it's not that I'm holding them up in high esteem. They were a great show, or putting them up on a pedestal. But I mean, to go and see them now would just tarnish anything at all of the fond memories that I had of them. So yeah, you couldn't pay me to go and see them now. Yeah. So, and I mean, Nicky's not playing much either. He's not. There's lots of times where you see his hands aren't even.
Yes. That was those videos last year. They're like It's one thing, the lip syncing, the back. They have like the backing vocals. These dudes aren't even playing instruments. It's like, come on, man.
I know exactly. Just do the full Kiss thing, like they keep talking about, and just go complete hologram. Play the music,
play
it so that it sounds good, and just do the holograms.
Yeah, people just want to go sing along, and they just want to be there for the experience. Like, great. Then just put on like a nice suit jacket and like go shake hands in the crowd while the holograms are playing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Don't embarrass yourselves. Another one's like Def Leppard. Like Joe Elliott, his voice is trash too. Yeah, and those guys are still out there summer after summer making that money, and it's, to me, it ruins the legacy. But that's just me.
Yeah, yes. and they're headlining, right? It's not
right. Yeah, this isn't like they're like Great White playing these clubs that'll burn up with some bad pyrotechnics. I mean, they're playing like stadiums, like legit sports stadiums, and
exactly. And if you're lucky, you get both of them together. You get a Motley Crue and a Def Leppard together. If you're lucky. So. Hey, look, you got it back.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're going to stick to this screen. All right. I can play safe. Sorry, I missed some of these. Hey, Steve, how's it going? You got the Heat this week, bringing in Chance.
Not true.
Yeah. Hello, Steve.
Mayor.
Trevor's saying, last time I saw Crew, they were with Kiss in 2012, had free tickets, worth every penny I spent on the tickets.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
And then he's saying again, then obviously Vince is vocalizing, not singing. So
the last tour with Kiss was pretty damn good, actually.
I caught it too. It was my first and only, and I'll call it mid expectations, but they put on a great show, stage show.
Yeah.
The pyro, even Paul doing that little like whatever the Starman character he does, like everybody. That's not even his voice, I just ate it up with a spoon because it's their last run, or at least it was. They're pretending now they're playing the Kiss cruise and they're doing stuff in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like I don't think those guys will ever stop, but at least for the touring and the makeup Kiss, it looked like that was in.
Yeah. It was kind of the most Kiss concert I'd seen. The most Kiss concert. It was the most pyro and the most confetti and the blow ups and the whole 9 yards. So it was pretty good. I don't know
if you're feeling good. I mean, that's what a concert should do, right? It should be like good value, good time. You leave, you have a good impression of the band. The last thing you want to do, like we were just talking about, see these guys when they've extended their stay, and you're just like, shit, I just wasted a night on the babysitter, going out to eat, drinks, not even to mention these overpriced tickets. And then I just saw, Vince Steele. Let's call him Vince Steele. That's what the guy's doing at this point.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So, Chris, that's how we shit all over your choice. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is what the live stream's all about on my channel, mate. I don't get an option in this.
We said some good things. We said
we did. There was a lot of backhanded compliments, but for the most part.
Was it when I left the screen and went, "Oh, that's better."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I have no idea who's turning his next.
I've lost I think it's Joe, Age Before Beauty.
Yeah, there you go. Sure, we'll go with that. All right. I don't know because I've heard mixed reactions to how the cars were, but I guess you can tell me because I do wish I would have seen because I'm a huge fan, but then I've also heard they weren't the greatest in live. So enlighten me, sir.
So I saw them 2011. I was at Lollapalooza, which they do in Chicago every year. It used to tour regionally, nationally, maybe internationally. They kind of centered in on Chicago, just keeping it one time a year, one place. And I was really excited because I grew up listening to the Cars. My mom was a big Cars fan. I can always remember putting in that tape, and she would wear the tape out back and forth, Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed, all that stuff. And I got to be honest, because you see these bands, and going in like this is a nostalgia play. Like that you hope they're not trying to premiere some new music that is probably not going to chart and probably not worth the time. Like play the hits. You hear them say, play the hits. Yeah. And Rick Ocasek and those guys played the hits. It was, it's Rick Ocasek. And it was good. I understand. I guess somebody had passed away, so it wasn't the full original lineup. But for what it was, they played the hits. Had a great time. I mean, so what we were just saying before, I left that in a great spirit, great time, connectivity with the music, and it paid off because the last thing you want to do is like see one of these acts have even a mid-level expectation and then they just come in well below the target. That's like, first time I saw the Black Crowes was like that. I was like, man, I'm seeing the Black Crowes. They were opening up for Dave Matthews and they didn't play any of the hits. I don't know. It was probably one of those periods where the Robinson brothers were fighting each other and they were just like mercenaries for money. But I left that being like, man, what a bunch of wankers, to borrow an expression. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So the next time they came through town and somebody's like, you want to see the Black Crowes? I'm like, not really. They kind of sucked. But I did, and they rebounded. So they've come back. They're back in my good graces. But point being is, if the Cars had done that, I'd probably like, man, the Cars suck. I'm going to get rid of all my Cars records and be done with it. But fortunately, they were great.
That's good. You know what? I think if the Cars were able to put on a show now and maybe go to like the Sphere or whatever, because the Cars were always very visual. At least they tried to be with their videos and things like that. I think that would have been a great show. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Collective Soul is my Black Crowes. Really looking forward to it. And not so much that they did play the songs, but man, he just sounded horrible. And
Hate
But it
that.
wasn't for a lack of trying, though. Like, it's not like he didn't give a shit and he was just there. He was trying, but he just sounded bad. And it wasn't the mix. It's unfortunate. It was a couple of years ago. And I don't know if it was an off night or what it was. But
Right.
yeah, it's tough when you're, man, I've listened to those guys for so long and finally get a chance to see them. And oh, man, they suck. So it's too bad. But
To your point, like they do have off nights. Like I saw Breaking Benjamin once. And again, I was excited, hadn't seen him before. And my man, his voice wasn't there. And he even had said, like, I've been under the weather. I'm going to try my best, all that stuff. So at least he prefaced it by saying, you know, like, hey, had an off night. Saw him again years later. He didn't say anything about being sick. His voice just wasn't a strong voice. Like he, you know, and maybe that's from like being a performer and knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Like he handed off some songs a couple times to the band, which is fine. I didn't have an issue, but yeah, it's a bummer when it doesn't hit for sure.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw Van Halen with Sammy, same thing. But again, up front, I am not feeling good tonight. I am going to do the best I can. And in my mind, I don't know if he actually said, but you still get Eddie Van Halen, so you're fine. I think, at least in my mind, I still get Eddie Van Halen. So yeah, the Cars. I would have liked to have seen the Cars at some point. So
I had an experience last year when I watched Joe Bonamassa live, and I was really looking forward to it. And he was good, but he just played blues. I didn't recognize any of the songs at all. It was a good show, but I remember saying to my partner Liz, I was like, "Do you recognize any of these songs?" Because she's a fan as well. She was like, "No, I didn't pick up one." And even the crowd would go in, "Play something we know, play something we know," because he was just doing blues.
yeah, and it's fine if that's up front. If you're up front about it, we've got a Canadian artist named Colin James who has a bunch of pop rock hits.
Sure. Heard of him, yeah.
But started off as a blues guy. So went to see him, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and didn't play played one of his hits. And I'll go see you if you tell me. I'll make the decision. This is not going to be my regular show. I'm going to play the blues tonight. And if that's what you want to hear, here's the tickets to buy. But you go in expecting to hear 5 Long Years and Just Came Back and all of his hit songs. And it's not that he sounded bad and it's not that it wasn't good, but you just get a little pissed off and then you don't enjoy it after that, right? Then you can't even I couldn't get my mind out of, this is not what I came to hear tonight. You're good. I love this, but this is not what I came to hear tonight.
Let me ask you guys this. Have you ever gone to a band, and again, not like somebody you're hot and heavy for, but somebody you're like, you're curious, you liked some of the stuff you'd heard, and then that you go and they don't play, even if they have like just one hit, they don't play the hit. Have you ever been to a show like that?
Yeah, a couple times, unfortunately. Yeah.
I saw the Alabama Shakes with Brittany Howard, and they were opening for, it was either Ray LaMontagne, somebody, it was Father John Misty, I forget who it was. And I was like, okay, I only know them casually, and I know that song, and it's a good song. Hold on.
Yeah.
Get to the whole set, must have played 14 songs, and I'm like, okay. They're like, all right, this is our last song. And I'm like, oh, this must be it. They probably close with their best song. They played some bullshit I never heard before. And I'm like, you know, when they do this, when they do this artist thing, like I'm bigger than my biggest hit, like you're totally spitting in the face. Like your idea, you're an opener. You're not the headliner. Your idea is to attract new fans. How do you attract new fans? Play the, pardon my French, fucking hits. Like don't, you know, when they change the arrangements or they do it, like they try to be real cute with it. Like that's one thing. I'm not a big fan of that either, but you're trying to attract new fans. Like you want to make money. You want to make a career out of being a musician. The last thing you should be doing is holding out your best song, your most commercially successful song for whatever reasons. Mysteries only you know. I don't know.
Yeah. They go watch Bon Jovi, they don't sing Living with a Prayer.
Sure. Right.
Or they play a bunch, not waste time, kill time, but they play a bunch of covers, which is great for them. And I get that. But you still got to give me the song at the end. And so now you walked away with a negative memory of that. All they had to do was play that one song because it was probably a great show up until then. But
it was solid. I'm like, these guys are pretty good. You know, I can tell she's the star of the show. It's fine. And then when you do something stupid like that, it's just like, lady, I you know, that expression, your shit don't stink. I don't know what you think. Yeah. Play the hit. It's not even play the hits. Play the hit. Singular.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Who,
Yeah.
who did you see like that, Joe? Who did you see like that?
There's a band called Sloan from Canada, and they've got, they've probably got a few more than one big hit, but they've got a monster hit and then a bunch of other, and they didn't play it. And I actually sent them a note, and they replied to their, to their credit. Well, we're just not touring that song this time around. What? What are you talking about, man? Come on. And again, I'm loving it. Still in the back of my mind.
I'm loving it like that.
I want to hear Money City Maniacs. It's coming. And they do the old let's take a break for a second, right? And then, it's coming. And it doesn't come. And it's like, come on, what are you doing? But yeah, like big country, not playing in a big country, right? There's yes.
If anybody's just tuned in, this is the section of the show where I let Joe go loose.
Yeah,
Joe on Cage, I like it. Let's go. I've been waiting for this. Yeah. Come on, no mercy.
Old man yells at clouds.
Yes, that's my guy.
Sam, mate, how's it going? Welcome to the
Sam.
show. Good to have you, mate.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Me though. No, not really. Well, it was one. I watched John Mayer in Ireland. Bucket list for me. I love John Mayer. He done an acoustic session, no band, just him on his own.
Yeah, I remember that tour. Yeah,
and I love the song "In the Blood."
Okay,
and he didn't sing it. He sang it the night before in France.
Oh, that's the worst when they're playing it on that.
When they're doing it, sure, because there's some that they're just not doing it. Period. And you happen to not, that's
he did. I was quite happy with that because he literally did his hits from his albums, and he was sitting on he was by the piano, playing the piano while playing the guitar at the same time, and I just thought it was amazing, to be honest. And then we went on a whiskey tour, which can't remember what happened after that. But
see, you've got it pretty good over there because you could follow a band around, and really, you're only like 2 hours from the next show. If I'm going to follow a band around, it's like a whole bloody day to get from A to B to the next show.
I've got to show this comment. I'll be 2 secs. This is brilliant. I felt that. I went to see Right Said Fred, and they didn't play I'm Too Sexy. That's the whole point to go and see the show. And they obviously
hang on. How much leather were you wearing, Harris? Was it head to toe? Was it the ashless chaps? Like, come on, you're my friends here. It's okay.
Yeah, I hope that was a free ticket.
I don't know what would be worse though, is if they didn't play it or they started with it and then you knew, well, that's the one I wanted to hear.
I've been to shows where they kind of tease and then they go like Pearl Jam will do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Is they'll start like with a couple of chords and you think you're hearing this and then they just lead into something else. It's kind of like the ultimate like okey doke.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Sorry, Joe, going back to you. Yes, we are quite lucky in the UK.
Yeah.
When it comes to gigs, because we get a lot of Americans, Canadians, Europeans always tour in the UK. People like your John Mayers, your Pearl Jams, you have to wait a bit longer for them to come around. But I quite enjoy traveling. So me and Liz, we popped over to Ireland, so we made a weekend of it. Going around Dublin, trying the Guinness, trying the whiskey.
Sure.
Sound like I'm just going there to drink, which was the plan. Oh. But it was a good experience. Next time we said when somebody comes to the UK, maybe if they go to Scotland, we'll go up to Edinburgh and try and work out the subtitles up there. But
yeah, exactly. So, but
right.
I mean, yeah, it's great. Like Springsteen as an example, right? I went and saw him a couple of times, but there was still in that catalog, there's always going to be a few, but at the next one he did it. But you can't go to everything unless you're, retired and insane and can just drive. Yeah, well, there you go. That's a very good point, Trev. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, it just play the goddamn song is really what is the bottom line to this whole conversation is just play the song. If you have a hit song, play the damn song because or tell me it's going to be a different style show.
Right.
I'll go and see an artist that I like. Like if Steve Earle told me I'm not going to play a single one of my hits, but I'm going to play a bunch of songs written by Waylon Jennings or Willie Nelson. All good. I'll go see you still, and I'll go in knowing I'm not going to hear Copperhead Road, but I'm going to hear one of my favorite artists do a bunch of great songs. That's fine, but don't surprise me after I've already bought the tickets and go there, and I'm waiting for Copperhead Road.
So talking about Scotland Jack from the Vinyl Voyage. On the flip side, artists like Dylan or Bowie would never move forward artistically if they hadn't took the bold move to ignore their hits and stretch it out into new areas.
I don't disagree with that. I'm all about if they're touring on a new album cycle and they do the thing all artists do, like they'll play a couple of back catalog things, the hits, air quotes, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna play some new songs, and they're like, who wants to hear some new songs? And you'll hear you'll hear some people like, great, now I can go take a piss. Some people will be like, you know what I mean, like it's perfect. And then they play some new songs. I'm okay with that. I think if Bowie did a show, because I've heard of Bob Dylan doing this. If one of those artists did a show and didn't play anything anybody had ever like commercially heard of, it would be a letdown. And I think they're not naive enough. Yeah, I'm if they want to do different arrangements, if they want to do remixes, like I'm all about that. But if you have an artist who has a deep, deep catalog, who has made lots of money, and then they come out on tour, to Joe's point, and don't say this is going to be a new experience, a reimagining is what they like to say, a reimagining of the material, and they come out and they play 20 songs and you didn't know what the hell any of them were, or if you did, they're like deep cuts. And if you're a super fan, maybe that appeals to you. You get all the deep cuts. But if you're like mom and dad getting the babysitter, night out on the town, I used that example earlier, I know, you want to hear something you heard on the radio. You want to hear something you heard at the high school dance. You want to hear something. So then I think you've missed an opportunity. But maybe if you're a star that big, they don't give a shit. Like Mellencamp. I saw Mellencamp a couple times. And Mellencamp's done that, but he also goes, we're going to slow this one down a little bit. And then he does like an acoustic arrangement on, Pink Houses or something like that. That's fine. But if you intentionally go and have a show and people are there for that one song, the Alabama Shakes example, or one of your big songs, let's say you got 5 big songs, I don't know, and you don't play any of them, I think that's kind of a kick in the junk, but that's me.
Yeah. Again, another example, Iron Maiden a couple years ago. They pick their set. They stick to their set. That's what it is. And they didn't do Ace of Spades. They didn't do Run to the Hills. They didn't do 2 Minutes to Midnight because it just wasn't part of what they were touring or whatever. And I get that. So I kind of put that on myself a little bit too, where it took me 58 years to go and see Iron Maiden. So I can't bitch at them for not playing some of those songs because I should have seen them a long time ago play those songs. So there's a little bit of a two-way street there too. If you have waited so long to go and see someone, it's a little bit understandable. But hopefully I go and see him next year, and hopefully I get those 4 songs that I missed from the first time, because the rest was really good and it was great. But it's still, again, it was a little bit of, man, I really wanted to hear those songs because I've never heard them play them. And then I saw him a week later and the set list was exactly the same. So, which again is just the way that Maiden works it. So,
okay. Let me just go through the comments real quick. I wish people wouldn't comment. It's just flying through. Sorry, that came out completely wrong. Hey, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Hope you feel better soon, mate. Okay. Sorry, that just came out fucking really bad, and it didn't mean to come out that bad.
Yeah.
It's your brain's trying to talk at the same time, and it's kind of
come and watch us, but just fucking sit there and don't say anything. Damn it!
Leave me alone.
Exactly.
You think this is a live stream? Come on, guys. Okay, Tim is here. He's been on Rob's live streams a few times. He's met everybody. He's got signed everything by everybody ever.
He does.
So I was talking to Tim this week, actually, trying to get him on a live stream in the future. So it'd be pretty cool. Hey guys, tune in for a bit. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. What we got here? Okay. So you watched Adam Ant. Ever see a band or a die hard and only play hits? I find it a bit boring without the deep cuts. Kiss was like that for me. At least Alice Cooper will put Gem 03 in the set.
All good with me. Like if you want to give somebody fan service and they haven't played a song off Destroyer in like 7 years, I think that kind of stuff's fun because, again, you're playing for a wide range of people. You're playing for the diehard. You're playing for the new to brand. I'm going to use a goofy marketing term, new to brand folks. You're playing for the soccer moms. You're playing for all these people. I love deep cuts, like especially if it's somebody I'm super into. I guess I'd be in the diehard thing. But when you're playing 20 songs and 17 of them are the hits and 3 of them are deep cuts, that's a great formula. If it's the other way around and it's 17 deep cuts and then 3 hits, I mean, I think you've lost the sauce.
Yeah, I find sometimes with bands, they'll play kind of what they want to play for the first hour, and then the crowd's starting to get a bit anxious, and it's like, okay, just give us something we know.
Right, he throws a bone. That's why that first song is so important, because it sets the tempo, or at least the first 4 songs. Like Pearl Jam, for example, will, now that they're older, we'll use those first 4 songs to kind of warm up, right? Eddie's warming up his voice, the guys are warming up their hands, all that kind of stuff. So then when you get past the 4th song, they're just right in the teeth of the show. But like if you're a younger band, like you got to hit them hard, hit them with that. If it's not the first song, at least that second song, punch them.
Yeah.
Let them know what they're in for the night, so they can, you're going to stand the whole show. Are you going to sit some of the show? Are you going to, is a good energy? Like you can get a good read off those first couple songs.
I remember watching REM live, and they kicked it off with "Lose My Religion," first song, bang, let's go.
Oh wow,
yeah, let's go, right, and then it just went banger after banger after banger after banger.
That's awesome.
And I've watched The Offspring, original Prankster, just kicked off, bang, let's go.
Yeah,
and it's good when that happens.
There's lots that will start with that kind of that second biggest hit, which is great because again, it kicks it in. A lot of them will give you 2. And then we get a little deeper sometimes. And we don't get here's something new till about song 4 or 5, maybe, kind of. I think we got them now, so let's give them something.
I'm actually enjoying this more than showing fucking records at this point. I'm enjoying the conversation more than actually showing records. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just got to show this. So this is a Welsh band that think they can rap.
Oh,
it's a bit of a comedy act.
I need to write that one down. Your mother's got.
So they're Welsh.
Dennis? Oh, I see what he did.
They sing songs like "Guns Don't Kill People," rappers do. I saw a program on BBC 2 or something. I'm gonna sleep with your mother, or there's like, So I saw Goldie Looking Chain in Belgium. They opened with "Mother's Got a Penis." So. After that, the crowd went a bit putty in their hands, literally. So if anybody hasn't heard of Goldie Looking Chain, you want a bit of a laugh, go check out Goldie Looking Chain. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there are artists who really craft a set list. Like I think Springsteen, again, like on one of the documentaries, he really puts some thought into it. Right. Others, I think, put the name in the hat and pull it out, and this is the set list.
Or some of them start a tour cycle and they're like, okay, here's the 19 songs, here's the 3 encore, and like city to city, it's consistent. Like no knocking that too. I can get on setlist.com and I can see what's coming that night. I'm like, cool. Then I can know how to beat traffic. I can appreciate that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I can leave, or you can plan how much you're drinking on how deep into the first kiss is. I think, right? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Should we show some records, or should we just keep going? Because I don't mind at this point.
Well, I was going to give one band, actually 2, that I wish I had seen, and there's a theme developing as I finally had my own money, was an adult. I was really immersing myself in some of these back catalogs. I had 2 misses with Aerosmith. And the first time, I want to say, was probably maybe 10 years ago. They were playing a show, and I forget who opened. It was like an amphitheater show. We're on the lawn. The first band played. I think it might have been like 3 Doors Down or something like that. And then the rain came. Thunderstorm came. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this shit's over. So my friend and I, we went, got something to eat, we left. And I was like, there's no way. Because it was like torrential downpour. And then once I saw the lightning, I'm like, this is toast. And then we're driving home. We hear on the radio, all right, now Aerosmith's coming out. It was like 3 hours later. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. So then it was about 3 or 4 years ago. They're like, Aerosmith's coming back on tour. And they had announced it. This is our last tour. It's like, cool. Okay. I will definitely make it a point. I paid some medium range tickets. And then Steven Tyler's voice crapped out. And then they prolonged it a year. They tried to make a run of it again. They're like, no, we can't do it. We're officially retired from touring. And I was like,
Yeah.
And then Elton John was another one. Like that Elton John farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, it was like 3 years. And we were petulant. There you go. And we were petulant. We were petulant about getting tickets because every time we looked at tickets, it was crazy. Like nosebleeds for $300. And I'm like, whoa, is this just secondary market? Is it just because it's the last tour? He even came through St. Louis twice. Like the Yellow Brick Road winded once, and I was like, oh, we missed him. Do we have to go see him in another city? And they're like, oh, he's coming to it. He's coming back through. Great. Ticket prices, $300. Elton, I like you, but holy smokes, are you going to come out and play the Piano Man on my face up at the top row of row two? Row 316, section 316, row ZZ, seats 1 and 2. If you come up there, I'm with you. But $300, I just couldn't do it. So I was like, Elton, bye-bye. Great artist, but I just can't do it, guy.
Yep. So, Chris, Elton was on your list. You showed you had that one pulled out, yeah.
Yeah, there's twice I could have gone. One of them clashed with another artist. I can't remember who it was now.
Adam Ant.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're all right. Not my kind of genre. But and then the other time the tickets it was a bit of a travel to get there and get back, and it was kind of, I thought, oh, fuck it. He'll come around again, and then he retired, and now he's in, where is he? Chile. He's doing another tour in Chile or some shit, or Australia.
Yeah, magically they're going to United Arabics. That's the new thing. Is like the Saudis have no, like, you want to talk about those eBay records? The Saudis have no limitation to their spending, so they're pulling they'll probably resurrect John and George at this point. I mean, they've got the money to at least try it.
It was tax free.
I saw some corporate gig had Slash, and like it was unbelievable. Like their Christmas party had Slash and company playing at their Christmas party.
Yeah, there's some article. It's funny you said that, Joe. There's an article I didn't read. I didn't click into it, but it was saying like all these bands who were like anti-establishment, like Pearl Jam was like anti-Ticketmaster, right, back in the day. All these bands who actually stood for something, now they're playing all these corporate gigs for tech bros. And the highest payer, and I don't knock them for making money. If somebody's going to pay me $2 million to come out on a private jet and stay at the Four Seasons, and I have a writer of all these crazy things, and they hit every single one, I don't. As a spirit of a human, I understand it, but I also understand where people are like, "Hey, it's kind of a sellout move." But
yeah, and it was Eddie. It was actually, now that you say it, it was Eddie was singing / playing guitar. I can't remember that Youngblood kid, the kid that's hanging around with Aerosmith or
Aerosmith. Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, you're right, and because comedians have been doing it for a long time. There were some big name comedians doing some small private gigs for lots of money. So now it's just the rock stars doing it too. And that's probably been going on. There's just more cameras out there to film them at those types of things.
I think you're right, because back in the day, I'm sure they were doing corporate gigs, but it wasn't as publicized, right? Like, I'm not saying Aerosmith was playing the AT&T, sales meeting of fall of 2002, but yeah, I'm sure. I think to your point, like, the information travels so fast now that it's hard to keep that under wraps.
There is one artist / band that I should have gone and seen instead of trying to get tickets for Oasis, because I've seen Oasis before with the Foo Fighters on their last ever tour, and it was Black Sabbath.
Sure.
Yeah.
I should have. I literally had it. I was in the queue, and I went, I won't bother. And I was like, afterwards watching, I was like, oh fuck, he's dead.
But see, Chris, I have a theory, and I learned this a long time ago. This is actually to this topic to a certain extent. Joe, you bring up comedians. I was in Las Vegas, first and only time I've been, and George Carlin, one of my favorite comedians, was playing the MGM Grand. And I was like, oh, this is serendipity. I'm here, he's here, let me go. But tickets, I was a younger man with a lot tighter purse strings back then. And I was like, oh, I just can't afford it. I'll just catch him around next time. Well, there was no next time, because then he died, right? So that was the impetus for me saying, when in doubt, do. Because here's the thing. You can always change your mind. 99% of the time you can get off the tickets. Sometimes maybe you have to take a little bit of a loss, but at least you have the option to be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go And if I don't go, I'm going to regret it, because like we're talking about, like you think they're going to come around. You think the next time, but that's not how life works, man. Like, it's the things we don't foresee, because I still wish I saw George Carlin. A big bummer.
Yeah. Like
the thing for me was the money.
Sure. Right. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, of course.
And Liz didn't want to go. So I was like, I got to drag myself up all the way up to the Midlands from where I live. Like, to get from Tenby to the Cardiff, the capital of Wales, which is in the south, and I'm in the west, would take me 2 hours just to stay in the same country. So to get up there, you're talking 6-7 hours. And trying to get hotels.
Yeah.
You got no chance. So I said, I wish I'd done it now, because I did the Taylor Hawkins tribute in Wembley. Me and Liz went, and I drove all the way down there, watched the gig, and drove all the way back to Tenby in one night. And she was sleeping. I was just like, I think I was listening to a podcast or something. It might have been the Vinyl Community podcast, in fact.
Oh, great plug.
This
guy gets it. This guy gets it right here.
Exactly.
So while we're on the subject, do you want to give a little plug of?
Listen, Vinyl Community Podcast, originally conceived as podcast for the vinyl community by the vinyl community, and we still are that way. Our participation has waned over the now 3 years we've been doing it, but the idea is simple: is just like, hey, if you got interviews or topics or anything, or a live stream as we've evolved, that's podcast friendly. It's just another way to put your content on another platform, and it started because I liked a lot of these conversations I would see going on. I was like, I just don't want to sit in front of a screen and watch it sometimes. Like, I'm on the go, I'm running errands, what have you. And that was how it started. And here we are 3 years later, and still cooking.
Yep.
Yeah, I tend to put it on when I'm on my own, because if I put on with Liz, she's like, seriously now? Right, enough of the vinyl community. You get it, Joe gets it. People
right? The Record Talk. I can listen to Record Talk all the time, and my wife is the same way. She's just like, all right, like literally. Sometimes I'll just have it on. I'll be double screening it. I'll have a video on or whatever, and she'll be trying to take a nap, and she's like, "Can you please just change it?" Like, I'm literally blacking out, thinking about like records. Like, I just need to like. Can you put on an episode of Cheaters? That's another one of my guilty pleasures. There's a channel on our TV that has just nonstop episodes of that show, Cheaters. Did you guys have, Chris? Did you have Cheaters?
Yeah, we had the
French version. I'm assuming you did too. They oh man, I just can't get enough. I didn't really watch it when it was in its heyday, and 10, 15, 20 years ago. I can't get enough of it now. It's like my favorite blackout television. It's amazing.
Yeah, they've made a new series in Britain, and they've got Stephen Fry on there. And there's a few others on there. So
wow.
If you can get it on YouTube and over there,
I see.
It's very good.
Joe, I did see Flash and Richardson. Yeah, Flash had Audio Slave. So that's one of the ones you wish you could have saw?
Yeah, because Cornell played not so much Audio Slave, but Chris came through and, oh yeah, lots of time. He's young. He's going to be around forever. He might be in a couple other different bands by the time. And it might have even been twice. I think once I was out of town, but I would have loved to have seen any iteration of even out on his own, just doing like some of the acoustic stuff like that.
What a voice. Yeah.
And covers and stuff. Phenomenal voice. Just fantastic. But yeah, Joanne's pretty good about me doing this stuff and listening to this stuff. But yeah, I'm sure that there's probably a couple of spouses out there that have just said, look, just go watch some porn for a while. Stop talking about frickin' records. Just go. So, but much like yourself, though, I mean, for me, Regina and Saskatoon are fairly big cities, 300,000 now and 200,000. And we get some shows. We didn't get a lot of shows. And I was working and I had a family. And so I didn't go and travel to shows. And that is a big regret as well. And that's not so much the case anymore. I'm going to try and go and see a show when I can. But you're right. I mean, there is always something. But if it's that band or that comedian, just get her done if you can. I know that's easy to say.
Easier said than done. I'm with you, but yeah, it's when in doubt, do. And I say that because ever since I adopted that mantra, I've never regretted it. There's never been a time like, man, I really, like expenses be damned, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because like to your point, you just never know. Life's too fragile. You just don't know. Like you said, Chris Gordon, because Chris Cornell was like in his 50s. Like he still had got good 10, 15, 20 years left, at least of performing, you would think. And he's gone in an instant.
Yeah. I'll give you another lousy example, or makes me look like a knob. Didn't go see Prince because I was worried that Prince wasn't going to play the hit songs, and I wanted to hear the hit songs. Instead of going, holy shit, I'm just going to go see Prince. I don't give a rat's ass what he does or what he sings or what he plays. It's Prince, and I should go and see him. Yep. So that was stupid, and then not going to get another chance. So
right. Well, that's what, like, same year, 2017, I finally got around to seeing Tom Petty. We were in Colorado, went to Red Rocks. I might have been having a little bit too much fun, as the kids say. But it was great. And that was the 40th anniversary of Petty and the Heartbreakers. And then you think, oh yeah, we'll catch him around. Maybe he'll do a solo tour next or whatever. And then dude literally passes like 3 months later. It's
that's another one on the list. Unfortunately, it's in Saskatoon, which is a couple 100 kilometers away. We'll call it 150 miles. And it was in the middle of winter. So I didn't buy tickets because I don't like to buy tickets for shows that I might not be able to get to. I can always sell it, things like that. But we have shitty highways here, and sometimes you just can't make it up there. But if it would have been in January, or if it would have been in June, not a problem. But it was in January or something. It's like, well, I'll wait till next time. No next time. So you got to get her done when you can.
Right. So look at this. Richard, hi all. 63. I did say to you, didn't I? 63 degrees in Denver, enjoying some sun today.
Listen, Richard, go put on your banana hammock, get some vitamin D on them legs, and call us in the morning. All right, guys?
Lay out. Exactly. Yeah, lay out.
That alcohol must be really good in the pub at the moment, Rich.
They got some great microbreweries. I've had several good times in Denver proper with its. Get some sours going. Like it's you can tie one on pretty easy up there.
I've told this one before as well, because Richard was on with us, and I don't remember if it was here or where it was, but in Denver for a convention, Poison's playing. So, hey, cool, let's go see Poison and Dawkin. And it's a great outdoor venue, and it's a great, great show. We met these folks. We weren't drinking. The guy I was with and I weren't drinking, and we had our rental car. We gave him a ride home. And as we give him a ride home, we drive past a venue where Motorhead's playing. So if I would, but I didn't know. So you can't blame me for picking Poison over Motorhead. And I like Poison, but I probably would have picked Motorhead, but I did not know Motorhead was playing until it was done. So
that's a great one, because there are so many times I'd be reading, like, remember, I don't know if you guys had these in your areas. We had like a local, let's call it an arts paper, like a newspaper that like was kind of the offbeat articles. And then they had all the great concert listings in them. And so like this, I'm dating myself because I'm looking at a newspaper for concert information. And I would always see Motorhead coming through playing basically the venue next to the strip clubs. And I'm like, I'll get around to see these guys. And then at the end, they were playing a little bit, more clubs and all this kind of stuff. And I kept saying to myself, I'll catch them one time. I'll catch them on a bill of a bigger event, a bigger, what do they call this?
Like
a Lollapalooza. Festival. Yeah, festival. Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
That's my word. Yeah, I'll catch them then. And then Lemmy dies. So, yeah.
I think the bottom line that we should have started with, in the middle, and end with is if you want to go see someone, go and see them.
Don't wait.
Right? As much as you can.
That's right.
As you can. So
that's right. And if you need money, talk to Vinyl Community Podcast. We have opportunities for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Emerging talents.
Yeah.
I'm going to show an artist that I got into this year, that I would love to see live, and it's not going to happen. So it's the band.
Oh, sure.
I don't like Bob Dylan. I've said this before. It sounds like a cheese grater going off on The Voice, but I like them a lot. I like their music. So there's another one. Joe, have you got anything but the band?
Yeah, I've got almost most of it, actually. So, but that is one that I can honestly say I don't think ever necessarily came around for being a Canadian band. I mean, they were probably more of a Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal type of a band when they played Canada, but that's kind of the way Rush became at the end as well. So But yeah, would have gone to see him in a heartbeat. Would have gone to see Robbie on his own as well. Probably would have gone to see, what was left after Robbie, with everybody. So had not had a chance to see him, but definitely would have.
I think I've got, since this year started now, Rob sent me the Last Waltz, the live album, which is
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 4 or 5 albums now with them.
I don't have
So-
Jericho, but Rob has Jericho, so that's good.
Yeah, I just,
Didn't they just do that one for Record Store Day though?
They did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can get
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I was going to go for Record Store Day, was to get Jericho. And I spoke to Richard, who's got the record shop in Tembe, and he's like, "Look, mate, I'm got it." I was like, "Well, there's no point in coming then, is it? Because everything else is just." You got the UK version of Record Store Day, which we know. Then you've got the American version. You've got the
Right.
Canadian version. Now, this year seemed the American version was much better than the British one.
Huh.
But it's. I think Record Store Day last year I picked up was the Black Sabbath one. This is a really good album. Obviously, this is without Ozzy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this album. Need to collect more Black Sabbath, but the prices at the moment.
Yeah, if you're gonna get the old Vertigo swirls, then
Yeah, forget it. You want to talk about that eBay video I make? I mean, that's what's. I saw. I was up in New York last year, and some of the prices on the Vertigo, like Joe's saying, it blew my mind. I thought they'd be more. I totally figured Country of Origin first pressings, they're going to be more. I mean, it was crazy, and people. I mean, they sold them. The guy had 3 of them. I'll never forget. He had 3 of them. 400 for like a beater. 800 and 1,000 or 1,200. And I was like, oh man, like this guy's fooling himself. By the end of the day, guess who sold all 3 copies?
Yeah.
That guy.
They were gone. Yeah,
They
exactly.
were gone. So I learned something very valuable that day.
And I can pick them out now.
Oh, okay. So there you go. You know what to look for? Okay.
Yeah. I know straight away. Because they just go in for the artists they're going to sell. They'll grab the Taylor Swift. They'll grab the Oasis
Sure.
box set. They'll grab the ones that can sell. They're not picking up like the out ones, like the ones we would pick up if we went. Certain artists with certain albums.
Sure.
But I can tell straight away. I'm just looking over the shoulder going, "You bastards."
So
I wanted that.
So you mentioned these guys earlier, Mr. Mann.
Okay.
What kind of show was this? Because these guys are on my list. And although they're out there and have done one thing in the last year or whatever together, most of them anyway, that is probably a no-go, I wouldn't imagine.
No.
They may do a few things separately, but I don't think, despite the fact that there is a possibility to see REM, I don't think that's the case. I don't think they'll do we need the money type of thing. So, but you have seen them, right?
Yeah, I saw them back in 2003 in Cardiff in the Principality Stadium in front of like 70,000 people.
Yeah.
And from start to finish, they were amazing. Very interactive with the crowd. He's
Yeah.
very dry, very sarcastic. Had a good banter with the crowd and the band. Halfway through, he's like, "Can you just try and keep up with me, please?" To the crowd. Because they're trying to sing back. And he
I
just
was-
stop and then start again.
I wasn't
But-
sure what kind of a frontman Michael Stipe would be. I guess I'm used to the concerts, not all the concerts I go to. I like some pyro at my shows, and it definitely wouldn't have been that, but I'm sure it would have been interesting. Chase, did you get a chance to see REM at any point? No.
No, and that's one that I was like, when they were really in that big 3, what I call the big 3 albums. You had Out of Time,
Yeah.
Monster, and then
Automatic for life.
God damn.
What's that album you got over there, Joe? What's that called?
Automatic for the People.
Automatic for the People. Thank you. Terrible with that.
Yeah.
When they're in that heyday, I'm going to tell on myself, I hated Losing My Religion. You know why? Because they put it on like 90210 one time, that Beverly Hills 90210 episode. And I'm like, oh, this is the worst. Because, that show I was already like, this is kind of a poser. So then it turned me off to the band. So when Monster comes out, What's the Frequency, Kenneth? I'm like, okay, this is the band I like. Automatic for the People, Drive, and some of those songs on there. Man on the Moon. I was like, okay, these are the guys. But then I think they might have toured one more time, maybe 2 after that. But it's the same thing we keep talking about. It's like, I'll get around to it because they're younger, relatively speaking, and
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. And no, then they just abruptly pulled the cord. I'm sure they did most of their touring way back in their career, breaking, early to mid 80s, late 80s, then the 90s when they literally hit, like I call it, the trifecta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too with bands like that at that time, not to put words in your mouth, is but they're making relevant music still too, right? I mean, there are some
Sure.
bands that are around, like Def Leppard's put out something a while ago, I think. I'm not sure, but REM was still making relevant music.
Yeah, Adventures in Hi-Fi is a good album. Like it's not one of, I'll call those three strong, like
Sure.
like the Chili Peppers, same thing. Chili
Yeah.
Peppers had Blood Sugar and Californication, and like this what we'll call like their creative zenith. Doesn't
Sure.
mean the stuff that came before and stuff after isn't good, but I don't know.
I did enjoy their last album though.
The Chili's?
Yeah, I bought it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't connect. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
I think they should have. So they did those two albums like back to back, those COVID recordings, I'll call it.
Yeah.
They really should have just taken the best tracks between the two and just made one really good album, because it's the same thing like when Frusciante came back on Californication. You could feel the energy. It was a different, it was a great vibe. And then they followed that up with By the Way and all that. Same thing here. Frusciante's back in the fold. Creativity is at a high point. And if you take like the best 4 to 5 songs on the first and the 4 to 5 songs on the second, it would be a great album. Doing them as 20 songs between 2 albums or whatever it was, kind of misses.
Yeah, I ended up flipping it, to be honest, and I bought something else instead.
Well, and they made, like, in fairness, they made about 18 different color variants of each of those records, and it's just like, guys, like, enough's enough. How about 4? Can we stick to 4 different colors? Is that too much to ask?
Yeah. It's getting ridiculous. Like we talked about Ghost earlier. I think Ghost had 20 different color variants of theirs. And again, don't begrudge a few color variants, because that's been going on forever. And then, I don't know. It's and then Taylor as an example, and I give Taylor Swift, for those that don't know who I mean when I just say Taylor, a lot of credit, because she opened up record pressing plants to press her records. Like there were guys that went, there is enough demand for the records from this young lady that I'm going to open up a plant and start producing them. But now she's producing all these different color variants, and she's kind of just keeping them all on her site and doing them only on her site. So, spread that out a little bit and get that out a little bit. But
good comment of Trevor here. I totally agree with this one, actually. No, hang on. I moved. Mother's Milk was the last Chili Pepper album I still enjoy.
Why don't you like Rick Rubin, Trevor?
What the hell, man?
What the hell, guy?
So, and Richard agrees. I've got
the band. Sorry, go ahead.
I would surprise anybody. I got the greatest hits. I'm going to rebrand my channel at this point, I think, because it's just
own it. Listen, own it. If these haters and all these goofballs want to crack on you about that, eat a dick, guys. Like, if that's what you like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
exactly. Do what makes you happy.
Some people like some things, other people like other things. I mean, who cares? Like, you love the music, however you listen to it or consume it or own it. Man, life's too short for like getting caught up in that kind of stuff.
If you want color variants of the same album, have at it.
Now, if you've got 5 greatest hits and they're all different color variants, then Chris, we're going to commit you. That's a crime against vinyl right there.
Yeah, the only one I got 1, 2, and 3, but they are Queen. So they're volume 1, 2, and then the live version.
Sure.
That's the most greatest hits by a band I've got. Another band I missed out on. I think this was pre-lockdown that I should have gone when Genesis last toured with Phil Collins sitting on a stool. I think his son was playing the drums. That's kind of I should have gone, but they were only doing like Wembley. They weren't kind of going around the United Kingdom. It was kind of Wembley, Edinburgh, and then they moved on to Europe. So, but then you think, did I want to watch Phil Collins now, or would I rather?
Well, he came back briefly in the last 5 years because he had that condition. I don't know if it's tinnitus or whatever he had.
Yeah,
but he quit touring and then he muscled up, I guess, because he wanted his kids to see him play or whatever. And I give him again, I don't think it was like a Vince Neil, as Trevor called him earlier, a Vince Neil situation. Like from the clips I saw, at least he sounded presentable. But yeah, that's another one. Like if you think of like mid '80s, George Michael. People can make fun of me.
Yeah.
But George Michael could write a pop song, and George Michael, when he wasn't eating himself to death, was a great like a performer. Like he had reverence for these other artists and his contemporaries, like class act. His stuff behind doors, no judgment. But as an artist and as a musician, I mean, I saw something the other day. Last Christmas went 28 times platinum.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One of the best Christmas songs ever. I'm just gonna say it. Like it's one of my favorites.
I'm trying to think. There was a little story that I was watching a podcast the other day about. It's not called The Chase. Do you know they got all those red boxes, and you've got to pick up the red box to see if how much money you're gonna win. And there's like a group of them. I can't remember.
Oh, like when they do like three. When they do like a three.
Yeah.
Box thing?
Well, anyway,
okay.
This woman was playing, and George Michael was watching on TV, and she'd gambled on the 50 grand, and she went home with £1.
Isn't this called Deal or No Deal? Is that
Deal or No Deal? That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
So he rang up the production company that runs it, got hold of her bank details through his agent, and transferred 100 grand into her account.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, come on. Didn't have to do that.
Right.
No, but that's good. Good on him.
But they never found out who it was until after he died, because he disclaimed that he doesn't want people to know that it was him.
Right, of course. Make it a story. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
Back to Genesis for a bit. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would have taken the chance on that one. I would have liked to have seen it, but yeah. So there's the concerts that we don't go to because we think, oh, we got lots of time. I'm fairly certain we all would have thought, oh, I don't have a lot of time with Genesis anymore, so I'm going to go see him. But do I want to go see him at this point? But again, that it comes down to there's enough places to check and see if guys still sound decent enough for you to pony up your money. And
Right.
maybe if you go and see Genesis, maybe you want to watch. What's his name on guitar? I mean, that's not the case with Genesis, but again, as an example, if I was going to go and see, let's pretend Eddie Van Halen's alive. If I was going to go see, knowing that David Lee Roth sucks, I'd probably still pay the money to go see Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie
right?
was amazing.
If Eddie was still, Eddie, which
yeah,
he was
if it was right? Like that 2013 tour when David came back, like David was just like David. And Wolfie being in the bass, fine. But knowing that Eddie was clean and was able to do like Eddie stuff again, like chef's kiss.
Not a problem. Yeah, I'll give you a couple $100 and just put Eddie up there and just play some songs. I'm good. I'll sing them in my head. I don't know if you've picked up that new Wolfgang Mammoth album or not.
I like his stuff. I haven't got the latest one. How is it?
It's good, really good.
He's a good musician. I can't knock it. Like I think there's a difference between like somebody who can make a living as a musician and somebody who can write songs to make like a legacy.
Yeah,
I don't know if he can break through on that because I haven't. There's like if somebody said what's Wolfie's best song, maybe you could make a personal call out, but like commercially, if you're trying to like bring people into the tent, like I don't know if he's done it yet.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree with that statement. But the new one is actually really, really good. So, and the kid is talented. He is not. He's not a nepo kid living off dad.
No way. No way. He is.
Yeah.
He can play multiples. He can play lead. He played bass. He's a very talented young man.
Well, he was in the Taylor Hawkins concert that I saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, he played a little bit of lead on this. He played a little Van Halen stuff.
He was good. He was good. Now, when it comes to prices, if you could bring somebody back from the dead, right? How much would it cost, Joe, do you reckon, these days to go and see these live?
Look what was going to be next up on.
Okay, go on then. You go. Go on then.
Yeah.
You go.
That wasn't prearranged or anything.
No, it wasn't. It happened to be the next one. It was in the pile, but it happened to be the next one. And Trevor, who I'm sure will let us know here and rub it in just a little bit. He never really rubs it in, but he always mentions it. Did get a chance to see them. It was later. It was, not this time, but he did get a chance to see them. I don't know. I don't know how much I would pay to go see most. I paid up for Lady Gaga in Montreal in a couple of months because I was really excited to go. And it was the first time ever I was not able to get tickets at face value when they were available.
Wow.
I've gone to a lot of shows. That's the first time I got shut out. So I did pay up. I'd probably pay up to see these guys, obviously, at the time. But ticket prices have just gotten ridiculous, and that's a whole other show. But
Right.
so in answer to your question, I don't know what I'd pay to go see him, but I'd pay to go see him for sure. So
I'd pay market rate. I mean, like when Oasis came back through here this last year. I mean, when they first announced it, I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to fly across. I'm gonna have to go like get my passport update. I thought I was going through all the bucket list stuff, and then they're like, oh, here's some US dates. I'm like, oh man.
yeah,
And nothing was, Chicago. I ended up going to Chicago and ended up, it's a long story, but I ended up getting second market tickets. And I think I paid, I mean, I have no problem saying like $300 a ticket.
Yeah.
That was about my, cause we weren't on the floor. We weren't real close. We were like at the back of the football stadium, but that was great. I mean, and like if I'm looking at it rationally and saying, man, you paid that much for that bad a seat, I did, but I had such a good time and it was like money well spent in my mind, that's all that mattered.
I've spent stupider money on stupider things than for sure. So
I remember the time, and I'll tell stories from that weekend far more than paying $300 for a new vacuum cleaner or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right. We still have to go and buy our vacuum cleaners, but there's certain times where it's like, screw it, I'm just going to spend the money and I'm going to go. So
some people still interrupt you while you're trying to clean your room.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, I tried the Roomba. Roomba just did not work well enough. Like I like the idea of the Roomba, but I'm like, I gotta go old school. I gotta do this manually once again and get it done right.
Just kept getting caught in the corner. So
right. Just kept bumping into the corner. I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Exactly. So I don't know. I would imagine you never got a chance to. Did you ever get a chance to see Ramones?
No, but I did wait. So in college, I waited tables, and I waited on Marky Ramone. Marky Ramone came through with like his band, like Marky Ramone and the cool guys or whatever they call themselves.
Sure,
and I knew who he was because like he had the haircut. I'm like, I know this guy. And so there was a thing. So I worked at the Cracker Barrel restaurants, and there was a thing. I didn't even know this until I worked there, that celebrities can eat free.
Yeah.
And so like I'm sure their budget was very limited as they're touring, and I'm sure they were hitting every damn Cracker Barrel there was, because they just pull out that 8x10 and sign it, and then they get, $70 meal comp for them and the band. But I wish I would have. Actually, I was in New York not too long ago and went to the old CBGB's, which is now a clothing store.
Yeah.
And but at least to their credit, they kept a lot of the wall still graffitied up and all that kind of stuff. And then we actually kind of walked back around, and the alleyway where they filmed the cover for I think Rocket to Russia or whatever was still there, and so that was kind of neat to be around there. But that would have been great. I mean, because I think, man, when was the last time they probably toured? Like mid '80s, maybe late '80s. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Like I said, Trevor, although he just said he's leaving us, did get a chance to see him, but I've never heard him actually say when that he saw them. So, but it would have been a great show.
I know that story. He was conceived at a Ramones concert. So technically he was there, but I don't know if he actually like knew the music at the time.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Literally.
That's it.
Did they do, and I think I know the answer to this, but did they do anything to the bathroom, or did they keep the bathroom in any way, shape, or form in that clothing store?
So,
like just, here's what it is.
It was actually they actually had kind of it closed off, and it was a nice bathroom, but it was also still the walls at least were still kind of rough. But it was it wasn't like the old days, like back when the club was the club. This was like it was a John Varvatos, is a very like high end like clothing store, and so it was nice accoutrements, but they still had the rough wall there.
Sure. Yeah. No, that would be a Mecca-ish kind of a place to go to, CBGB or Max's and stuff like that for sure. So there's a lot of imagine the walls. If the walls in that joint could talk,
walls could talk. Yeah.
Okay? For a lot of reasons. So there you go.
Harris
1995. So
1995 is captured on the live album Adios Amigo.
Yeah. So you mentioned this guy earlier, and I had a couple pulled out. I just actually pulled out these picture discs from Dave. My wife had a chance to see him. That's not the only one that she's got on me, but it's one that she's got on me, and it was not Glass Spiders, but it was the one after that. But that would have been a pretty fantastic show. He might have been a guy you would have worried about not playing hits as well, because Dave just did whatever the heck Dave wanted to do. But she said that it was fantastic. Chris, you never got a chance. I don't know how long toured still at the end. I know he was obviously making a bunch of music at the end still.
I want to
I'm not
say
sure the last time he went out on tour or played anywhere.
I want to say the 98 because I think he headlined in Glastonbury in 98. I want to say 97 time.
Okay, yeah.
Was that when he was doing that industrial stuff with like Trent Reznor? And was that about that period?
Possibly. So yeah, Heaven come out in 2002.
Yeah.
Which is him with his eyes rolled back in the back of his head.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be too many drugs on that one. But yeah, kind of that time. I may be wrong. It might be 2002, 2003 he was doing Glastonbury. But it was around the early 2000s.
So,
and I remember him getting there and he had a throat infection or a flu or something. And he was saying to the crowd, you're going to have to help me out here because I'm really struggling.
So our topic is obviously those that we didn't get a chance to see or wanted to, but what the heck, it doesn't really matter. There are no rules. We talked about going to CBGB. I think Glastonbury would be a destination for a lot of us fans as well. And you have had a chance to go to that, right, Chris?
Yeah, I turned it down. Fuck that.
I thought you went. I thought we talked about you going. No?
No, Cam went.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
Cam
what it was.
went.
Okay.
And I'm not like, I don't fancy being stuck in mud and dirt and having the same kind of boxers on for 3 days in a row and trying to share a toilet with another person. And
okay, so here's the question then. There's a country Jesus, I had the word earlier. There's a country festival, that's the word I'm looking for, that is every year here. And I have always said there's been nobody to get me to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a shit show. But Steve Earle and Chris Stapleton together on the same day got me out there a couple years ago. So who's your get you to Glastonbury? Is there one at this point?
It would have to be, I'm getting into country music. So it'd have to be Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton.
He's good. I've seen him. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's pretty phenomenal.
I tell you what would get me is Zach Brown Band.
Yeah, they're at the Sphere in Vegas. Right now. Yeah.
Well, I came to Canada and I saw.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's quite the venue as well.
Going back to David Bowie, you know the album Aladdin Sane?
Yes.
I've got an autograph from him.
Wow. On the album?
Yeah, to David, I love you, which my mum gave to me that she had originally.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
It's framed in my record room.
He would have been a fantastic show, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Mm.
I know he would have been a fantastic show, but yeah, that's certainly one that
he took the Stereophonics back in '99 on an American tour. So he took them all around. So they were the supporting act for America.
That's good. That's good. Cool.
Anyway, enough about Stereophonics. We talk about stuff. Now, an artist I would love to have seen is Mr. Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen him, and I think the show itself would have been amazing. And like the band behind him and that kind of stuff. Roy Orbison, everybody knows Pretty Woman and stuff like that. But my favorite one is Drove All Night. I love that song. Yeah. Especially when you're driving.
I would have loved to see him. I know they never toured, or maybe they did. Maybe I don't know. The Wilburys. Remember when he was part of the Wilburys?
Yeah.
What a group.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever did. You'd have to think they did a couple things live.
They might have not necessarily toured, but you'd think maybe a gig here or there, you know, like that's what the power of festivals would be, right? Like if they had a festival talking about who would get you to buck up, like that would be one where it's like a one-off.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like there was a couple years ago, Coachella talking about holograms earlier, Joe, when they did that Tupac hologram.
Right.
And it was Dre and Snoop and Tupac. Like I watched the live stream. I know as corny as it sounds watching a hologram, but I'm like, he ain't coming back, and you still got Dre and Snoop. So like, I had a blast just watching it. That would have been a lot of fun.
They done the same. Queen did the same with Freddie Mercury, didn't they? When they went to
I think you're right.
They got him kind of "Loving My Life" in the background.
Yeah,
live from Wembley when he sang it originally. Mm-hmm. But obviously, Adam Lambert was in the band. Sure. For that song, they done the hologram. And I thought that's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Roy would have been pretty cool back in the day.
Yes, back. Yeah. Before Pretty Woman. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Like certain artists, you would have wanted to see them back in the day. There's others that are perfectly fine seeing them late in their career because they can still pull it off and it's still good. But Roy would have been like, imagine Roy in like 1,000-seater somewhere or whatever.
Yeah, club
Yeah.
gig,
That would have been pretty cool. So, and then some of the other Sun guys like him and Johnny Cash at the time would have been like, that would have been pretty fantastic. Jerry Lee Lewis at the same time. Those touring where they came out and they played a couple of songs, but there was 18 different people on the bus, right? Like the Big Bopper and all of that.
Yeah.
All of that around that whole incident and stuff.
You know, you were talking about earlier about the comedians that you missed out on, that kind of stuff. If I could go back in time and watch Don Rickles in his prime
Yeah.
with Sinatra.
I don't know about Rickles, but but I'd go see Robin Williams. That's for sure.
Yeah. 80s, early 80s, Robin, even late 70s, Robin Williams, before he got famous, before he got Mork and Mindy. Like, yeah,
would have been interesting. So
well, that's why that's you talk about getting back to what you asked before about how much money would you spend on whatever. Right around COVID, pre-COVID, there was rumblings that Eddie Murphy was going to do stand-up again, and that was the one. That was the one where I'm like, I don't care where it is, what the price is. I want to see him do stand-up. Then COVID hit, and then he just kind of was like lost interest in it and whatever. Because I think it was right around or right before he did the deal with Netflix. I think he was going to tie that into a Netflix special, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, it's really like the rumors were they'd even locked up venues. Like they had already had all the groundwork and everything. They were just waiting on the announcement, and then COVID hit, and so they were in a stall. And then obviously 2 years later, it never got off the ground.
And then it all just passed after that,
right? And then he's just like, what like it would have been fun, but I lost my interest in it. But that would be.
Yeah, I love stand up, and it is completely different. Although the jokes are exactly the same, it's completely different being there than watching it.
It's like a concert. It's literally, literally, it's a live performance. Yeah. But I saw Gallagher back in it. My folks took me to see Gallagher when I was a kid, and all I remember was Smashing the Fruit. But it was an event. You know what I mean? Like when you go see a stand up in that kind of environment, it's tremendous.
100%. Yeah. Just the laughter of everybody else around you. Like the jokes, like I say, the jokes are the same if you're watching them on TV as you are, and you can have the biggest screen and all of that, but to have that crowd around you and the other people beside you, bending over and laughing and stuff like that, it's just that much different.
The thing about you're talking about Richard Pryor. See Richard Pryor in his prime?
Yeah.
That had to be something. Man. Yeah. That had to be amazing. Especially when you hear those stories about the Comedy Store and stuff. Like those guys were incestuous isn't the word, but they were just so like connected that they could just be they could be making movies, they might duck in and then might just want to do 10 minutes on stage, and you hear those stories, like a lot of those guys got broken in that way, like Sam Kinison, like all these guys that would just hang around there and kind of were born from that comedy. Was it the Comedy Store? Yeah. Mitzi Shore.
Mitzi, Oh, sure. Yeah. You're sitting there and you're watching, whomever. And then all of a sudden, Richard Pryor has some new material that he has to work out.
Yeah. These guys like Rock does that all the time. Chris Rock, he's like testing new material. So imagine going to the Comedy Store on a Wednesday night. It's like buy one, get one. And you're sitting there and you're seeing, maybe I've seen this guy in a TV show or whatever. And then here comes Rock, does 10 to 50, like Chappelle would do that. Like all these guys just come in and drop in. Like that's got to be the coolest thing where you're there just for a night out. And then all of a sudden, like here's literally one of the best ever. Just popping in, doing 10 to 15 and bouncing. Like,
that's the story you tell ad nauseum. People get sick of you telling that story.
Oh, sure.
It would be this, and I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell the story. I was sitting there watching blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, exactly. So, all right, Mr. Man, who else you got in your pile there?
So one I missed out on. We're doing a full circle again now. And both of you are going to go, oh, you fucking imbecile.
Where you had the chance.
Oh, Bruce.
Yeah.
He came to Cardiff, and I was working that day, forgot the tickets were going on sale, and they sold out.
Yeah. Well, for what it's worth, that you have the possibility, maybe
still out there.
Maybe still, and putting on a great show. That's the other thing, is that I hadn't had a chance to see him until 2 years ago. And thankfully, it was as much as I could have expected from a 1980s Bruce Springsteen, other than the speed. the passion and the singing and the band and everything was there, other than Bruce wasn't doing this all over the place. But yeah, so I think yeah.
Have any of you seen the film yet?
No, I haven't actually. I'm not sure why. I just haven't yet. I mean, I should have at this point, but I haven't yet. So
okay.
But you might have to go. You might have to go to London for that one. You might have to travel all the way to London, because if he comes even just there, just
pack
go.
a lunch, Chris. Pack a lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to see him in Scotland or Ireland, so I could, we could do the whole trip, make it a weekend kind of thing, and
sure,
me and Liz to try and do something.
Yeah,
she only knows like Born in the USA and like stuff like that. She knows the hits.
Yeah,
but obviously, my favorite album is Nebraska. I love that album. And obviously, they brought the film out this year. I can't believe I haven't watched it yet. Probably because she won't go to the cinema and watch it with me. So I'm just standing there with a baseball hat on, just all alone, just watching this, like geeking out in your mind, going, yeah, I know that off the album. I know that off the album. So
yeah,
we'll see. I'll wait till it comes on, I don't know, Apple TV or some shit. And
that'll be on one of them. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Chase, have you seen Bruce, or are you a fan? Have you seen him?
No, I like him. I like him. I'm with you though. Like I've gotten to the point. Like if he came back through and I was still hearing good reviews, I'd probably duck in because I know like time is short. But it's one of those ones like we've been talking about, for this whole show is, there'll be another time. There'll be another time. Like last time he came through my party, he actually played an arena, but it was a smaller arena. It wasn't like the biggest arena in town, which I was surprised about. But yeah, there's one I will say, not to jump ahead, but David Byrne's still touring, and so everybody's waiting for the Talking Heads reunion. That's not going to happen. No. So it's just like, all right, I'm going to go see David Byrne. And I saw some Vance, some other VCers went and saw him on this current tour, and he plays the songs and he's the voice. So I was like, you know what? So he's coming through next year. So we went and got tickets. So I'm looking forward to that because again, the videos I saw last year, or I guess this year, a few months ago, look great. So that's, to me, that's proof of life that it's a good spin.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Bruce has given you your money's worth as well. I saw him twice, and one was 3 hours and 15 of no break in the middle, and the other was 3.5. We got a couple extra songs, but yeah, David is one that's on the list still, and Vancouver is about the closest for right now. But sure, and that's not to take away or disparage anybody else in that band, but if you go and see David Byrne, you're kind of getting the best of the Talking Heads, kind of, right? Again, not to disparage.
Well, it's like when these bands tour and they're like John Anderson of Yes. It's like, okay, yeah, that's the voice. Okay, that's one thing. But then they're like Kiki Damone of Yes, and you're like, which one is he again? Like he's playing the Holiday Inn, while John Anderson at least is still playing amphitheaters. So.
Yeah, no,
come watch me play the tambourine.
Right. They're like, oh, it's two of the original members of Great White. It's like, well, which two? Like, I mean,
yeah. And what part of Great White were they?
Right. The keyboard player, and the backup drummer. Oh, I don't know. Technically, I guess they're in the band. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I have that argument with people all the time as well.
Oh, and the worst is when they team up. When you get like Monsters of Rock, and it's like featuring 2 members of Kiss, 3 members of Deep Purple, and 1 member of Tom Tom Club, and you're like, what? What is this? Like, how about 1 full band? Is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There was that show that David Byrne had on a couple of years ago where he did the stage play, for lack of the proper term. He still sounded fantastic in that, and the productions there, and I think you get all of what you used to get out of David Byrne. I think you still get that out of him, right? The attitude and all the good things. I'm not saying the attitude in a bad way, but I think that would be a fantastic show.
Well, I just go back to like mid 80s, talking about that Gallagher comedy show. I fell in love with that song "Burning Down the House," and that's what Gallagher closed that comedy show with. And then I love that film, The Stop Making Sense, the Jonathan Demme movie, the concert film. Mm-hmm. where he had the gray suit and got real fat and stuff. I mean, amazing. Like, I mean, I don't know why I've put it off this long, but hopefully, David, don't do any drugs or any crazy shit in between now and April, because I need to see this.
Exactly. I gotta get you.
Put you in a box. Let me put you in a plastic box. Just wait a few months and then come on tour.
Yeah. All the rest of you people, screw you. He needs to play this date. I don't care about your dates. He needs to play this date.
That's right. This date, the Tuesday. He's actually playing 2. I kind of like it when bands do, like Metallica did that on that last tour where they would play 2 nights in a city. They did it a little different because they didn't do, and it was no repeats.
Yeah.
But I wish bands would do more of that. Do twofers. Like sometimes they'll do twofers in big cities. I get it. But like, how about the mid cities? Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially if I don't know. I think I'm also a fan of like talking about festivals. I wish they would do more like matinee shows. Like Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress, had that thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. Yeah.
I like to go to bed. Can I go see you two at 1:00 in the afternoon? Like, what's wrong with that? Like,
That's
nothing.
right.
It's a brilliant idea.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Because it doesn't matter if it's dark outside. I don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, I'm in a venue. It's dark
Yeah.
anyway. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's the missing link. If I'm ever named ruler of the world, that's one of the first things I'm going to enact is like matinee concerts. Let's do it.
Matinee concerts. The Stones did 2 nights when they were here. A lot of the set was the same. Metallica, I think, is one of the few that's actually done it where there's 2 completely different sets.
Yeah, they went out, they marketed it, and they did it too. They were like no repeats, like the old like radio stations, like no repeat Wednesdays, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and I appreciated it.
Yeah, it was good, and had different openers too, which was cool. So
yeah, that was the fun part. Yeah, so they had Wolfie and some guys one night, and then they had the new Pantera or like Pantera Light, I'll call them.
Whatever you want to call it, sure.
Yeah. And I was like, this is great. Yeah, this is fantastic.
It was good. Yeah,
I missed out on tickets for Metallica again. They're in Cardiff in the summer. Mate, I couldn't get them. They just flew off the shelves.
Really?
Oh.
Like literally within 10 minutes, they'd sold 70,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Like within 10 minutes, gone.
Still a good show. Still a great show, actually.
Yeah,
like they can be taking people's money. Rob sounds good. Everybody's good at their instruments. It's all good. They're still putting on a great show.
They're professionals. They're professionals, and you don't feel like anything is, like I said earlier, like, are they still throwing a 99 mile per fastball? No. They're getting people out with the 88, and you like it? Yes, no problem at all.
I might wait closer to the concert, and resales on Ticketmaster may pop up, and I'll have a look on the day. Because I'd like to see them live, just to say, I've watched Metallica live. Because
similar to Metallica, so Megadeth, and they announced this is their last tour.
Yeah.
Now it's probably going to be one of those 2-year, 3-year things, right? But hey, more power to them. At least Mustaine's is like, yeah, man, I can't do this forever, and there's all these other jokers who are trying to squeeze every drop out of people's wallets, but he's like 2 years. Last time I'm here, last time I'm there, etc. And I'm like, you know what? Respect. I can appreciate that.
It's not going to be one of them Kiss tours, is it? This is going to be.
Oh, no, it's like an 8-year tour. Yeah, Elton John gone for 4 years on the Elbert Road. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I have the T-shirt. I don't know where it is. I'd go and find it. It says the farewell tour on my 1999 T-shirt from Kiss. And then I saw them in 2024. I mean, everybody knew that was bullshit. But
that was hell of a tour.
So if anybody out there is watching, that just don't tell us it's the end. So, but it doesn't really matter. So
okay, cool guys. Well, thank you. I've really enjoyed this evening.
Yeah,
I've actually enjoyed the chatting more than the actual record showing. Like Joe showed some good stuff tonight. I thought I'd mention the Ramones and a few others there. There was no Stereophonics mentioned tonight because I've seen them live 12 times. So I've really enjoyed this. Chance, thanks again, mate. I do really appreciate it. Sorry for the fuck up halfway through. StreamYard decided he was
wait till you see the comment card, Chris. I'm gonna just give you hell.
Exactly.
1.2 stars. This guy, he made the screen go black.
They can have that. It's okay.
Wow, that's a bit harsh, but that's okay.
Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody in the chat, everybody who's joined this evening. We'll just go through the panel real quick. Chance, obviously you've got your live stream coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday nights. What time? So it's 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Chris's time, but for the rest of you people, it's not 2 a.m. I encourage you at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, Surface Noise, the show of record, talking about records. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay because we don't aim to please. We just aim to please each other, if that makes sense.
It does. Exactly.
Joe, what's coming up in the shop this week, mate? Got anything?
Shop, I'm not sure. Probably same old or whatever. But and then we've got on Rob's channel, Northern Revolutions, Daryl, Rob, and I every Wednesday night at 8 Eastern.
1 a.m. in the UK.
1 a.m. in the UK. That's right.
That's why you get the star power. Right? When I pop in there, he's got Rob Walker. He's got Chris. He's got some of those UK guys. They make it for his show. I'm lucky. Chris is the only one. I tell Chris all the time. These guys need to be more. They need to be more committed to the cause to stay up that extra hour for Surface Noise. But hey, here we are.
Yeah, come on, Chris. What the hell are you doing?
Mate, you've known me from the start. I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing half the time.
I know. That's what we love about you, my friend. So it's all good. It's all
It
good.
wouldn't be a live stream if the live stream didn't fuck up at some point. So,
No, that's
True.
right.
Yeah.
At least you made it on yourself, so that's good.
well, there's nowhere else to blame, mate. I'm using the fucking system. So, thanks for joining us. Next week, I'm going to have Boz, that vinyl channel, on as a special guest. So that should be very, very cool. Join me and Joe and a smattering of others, whoever's going to join. StreamYard, I'm going to sue the shit out of you after tonight. But thanks for joining us. Go and check out the channels. I'll put a description below of everybody's channel. Thanks, everybody in the comments. Thanks for everybody who's watching this later. I really appreciate it. And from us and the panel, good night, and thanks very much for watching.
Buy
Cheers.
the concert ticket.